Hey, what's up guys? It's Texumer talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the iOS 17. And this is my iOS 17 wishlist. Because I know, a lot of people are talking about the iOS 17 leaks that have came out lately. And this is important because iOS 17 will come out on June 5th on WWDC. Yes, June 5th. We are less than 1 month and a half away from this launch, and I'm really excited. If you don't know, iOS 17 was rumored to be only a performance jump, but now we have more concrete leaks saying that iOS 17 will be a bigger jump than we were expecting, with major redesigns happening, major bug fixes, and major performance boosts. So yes, I couldn't be more excited. But I have my own wish list for Apple to add to iOS 17. So yes, I will leave you the links that are available and then I will give you my wish list. So if you are excited, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. If you own one of these devices, an iPhone 11 and newer, you will enjoy all the features from iOS 17. But if you have the iPhone 10, 10s, you will be cut off of some features, in my opinion. But what devices will be supported by iOS 17? Let's first start by that, because I think it's important that we actually establish a line ground for which devices I think are going to be supported by iOS 17. Well, the first ones are the iPhone 10. Yes, according to leakers, the iPhone 10 is going to be killed, and then according to other leakers, the iPhone 10 is going to be updated still 1 more year, together with the iPhone 8. But what is my opinion? Well, as you know, leaks have been wrong a lot, and in my own opinion, I think that iOS 17 will be coming to the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 8. Those devices need still 1 more year of iPhone upgrading, and then they will be killed off. This is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. If you want one of these devices, an iPhone 12 Pro Max, an iPhone 12, an iPhone 11, you will be completely fine. Well, I do believe that the iPhone 10s is for sure getting iOS 17, but that device will be cut off of some new features, because it doesn't have enough neural cores or some type of excuse that Apple will give. The iPhone 10 will live 1 more year, but this will be its last year. So if you own an iPhone 10, this is your last chance to upgrade it, then it will be completely obsolete in terms of iOS upgrades. Of course, if you don't know, Apple still gives you updates for security patches for older iOSs, but you won't be getting any new features from now on. This is your last upgrade, in my opinion. So which things should we expect for this iPhone 10 last upgrade, or even for these newer devices? Well, according to leakers, we are getting major redesigns, especially to the control center and the always-on display. Then we are getting a performance and a bug fixing boost, so Apple will fix major bugs on iOS. Tons of people have been getting enough bugs that they are willing to switch to Android, which is just weird. But according to Luke Miani, he did a video on that. He showed tons of weird bugs that are not acceptable on iOS. It's just insane that these bugs still happen in iOS 16. But Apple will also focus on a performance boost. Everything will be feeling faster, and every single app will open faster. Every single task will take place longer. So iOS needs to be more optimized, faster, and better running on these devices. We don't need more features, in my opinion. We just need a better and more efficient iOS on these devices. So yes, according to leaks, we are also getting a new health app, and of course, this is major news because I do think that the health app is extremely important on iPhone. I love it. I track my steps, I track all my targets for health. I track there my sleep, my heart, my steps, my activity, my weight. Every single thing is there. We need a more intuitive app. So we need to be able to open the app and see every single thing up there. Of course, if you don't know, if you open the health app right now, it's going to be, how do I say this, confusing. Nonetheless, you can see data very scattered, but it's not the best design. I think it's very difficult to understand. In my opinion, with a new health app, there are some third-party apps that do it better. Apple take inspiration and improve your health app. According to leakers, you are going to do it, so I'm really excited. This is the freshest leak of them all. According to Mac rumors, Apple is going to release a journaling app for iPhone. So more like a diary, you can create your own journaling app where you can journal your workouts, your life. This would be cool. I don't personally journal myself, but I would like to see this implementation on iPhone. Then, of course, there's the major redesign to the control center, which I think is necessary because control center has been on the iPhone for a long time. If you don't know what control center is, it's pretty simple. is this thing right here. This is your control center. This has been on the iPhone since iOS 10 or iOS 9, or even older than that, iOS 7, I'm not sure. Before it was a swipe up, now you have to swipe down from the right top corner. But the control center, as you can see, has been the same for a long time. I think this is pretty well done, but sometimes it just needed redesign to make it even better. And Apple, I think it's time for you to redesign the control center, make it more intuitive, faster, especially the access to the settings. It's really important for me to sometimes access some specific setting really fast, and control center should be able to do that, just like you can do it on Android. Another thing that Apple is going to redesign, and is extremely necessary to do so because I don't use it, is always on display. Always on display was such a failure from the beginning. I don't enjoy using the always on display on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And let me tell you why. First, it drains too much battery. Second, it's just not necessary because I do have an Apple Watch Ultra. But for some people that don't have this Apple Watch Ultra, I do believe that a middle ground is going to be needed. More features, but less battery consumption. For example, after a while, Apple released an upgrade to iOS 16, I think, saying that you could remove the wallpaper and notifications from the always on display. But what if I want to have my wallpaper, not the notifications, and sort of like I just want to have half of my notifications that are more important and the other ones that don't really care, I don't need them. Apple should be able to customize your always on display, saying you can choose which notifications to receive, like for example, a message or a DM on Instagram, but I don't really care about those notifications that are almost an ad from other apps. So you understand what I'm saying? We need more customization for the always on display. Like, I want some notifications, I don't want them all. Sometimes I want my wallpaper, sometimes I don't. And the always on display needs to be smarter. For example, if it's on the top of the table with the screen first facing upwards, yes, keep it on. But if like so, sometimes it keeps it on still. Other times it works and turns it off. We need more stability on the always on display so it can consume less battery life. I think that the biggest thing for me for the always on display, it was that it spent too much battery. And when I turned it off, I saw major improvements on my battery health on my iPhone 14 Pro Max. So yes, please Apple, fix the always on display. Make it worth it, or even just change things up to see if I really enjoy it or not. For now, iOS 16's always on display. It was a major fail. And last but not least, there are interactive widgets. Apple is rumored to introduce on iOS 17 interactive widgets. And this is major things. Because if you don't know, currently we have widgets on iOS. As you can see, I have actually 3 widgets here. I have my tracking for my subscribers. I have this smart widget that has 3 widgets on it, and I have the weather. Imagine if these widgets were interactive. For example, if I added the music widget, let me see if I can find the music widget here. I don't have it. But imagine if I had the music widget and I wanted to pass the song on the music widget. But currently, what happens is if you touch the music widget, it just opens the music app. So then you can make the changes there. Currently, it's just stupid. I don't want to open the app just to pass the song, skip the song. Just like you can do on the control center here, on this spot, you can pass the song, start the song. I want a widget like this on my home screen. Interactive widgets. Then Uber Drive, then like ordering food on Uber Eats just from your screen. That would be pretty cool. Android has interactive widgets. iOS needs interactive widgets. So let me know in the comments down below what you think are your favorite features from iOS 17 currently leaks. But now I will tell you mine. This is my iOS 17 wishlist. And let's start by the main one that is not on the leaks, which is the battery limiter. This is where you add to your battery that can improve your battery health long term. For example, if you know that your iPhone 14 Pro Max has an insane battery life that actually lasts you more than your day needs, then you would turn on this battery limiter. This would only charge your iPhone only to 80%. Currently, Apple has the optimized battery charging. In my experience, I haven't seen any improvements over my battery health using this because the iPhone does not learn my habits. Sometimes I wake up at 9 a.m., sometimes I wake up at 7 a.m., and sometimes I wake up at 12 if I'm going out with friends. So the iPhone cannot comprehend my schedule because it's actually very random. I don't have a very defined routine on my everyday life. So the iPhone cannot create this routine for charging. I want to do it manually. I want a battery charging limited. And I'm not the only one. Telosive Tech also has asked this, and I think it's a pretty good idea. Do not only bring this to the iPhone, but bring it to the Mac, the iPad, the Apple Watch, every single Apple device. I want a battery charger limiter because Most of the time, I don't need my iPhone to be at 100%. Just like a Tesla or an electric vehicle, I don't want to charge my device every single day to 100% and kill the battery. No, I want to save it. I want to charge it maybe to 70%, 80% every single day, keep it between 20 and 80%. And by doing this, I would save my battery. Then I will also like, for example, to be having a limiter on the below of the pack. For example, if you only have your phone only charged between 20 and 80%, I want to get lower than 20 and higher than 80. When it went to 20%, turn it off, just like you almost had no battery. And when it goes to 80, you just don't charge more. This would be pretty cool because it would be between the 20 and 80% without actually wasting your battery health. At the end of the day, this would be better to keep your phone like more valuable long term, if you know what I mean. If you want to sell it with the higher battery health possible, then I think this would be a pretty cool option for lots of people that don't really need that insane battery that the iPhone 14 Pro Max offers, or even the iPhone 13 Pro Max in that case. Then my other wishlist request would be, yes, interactive widgets. Just like I talked about before on those leaks, interactive widgets are one of my biggest gripes with widgets currently on iOS, and I think interactive widgets would solve that problem. Apple, fix this. It's a main request of mine, and I think it will be pretty cool. Then we also have one of other biggest gripes on iOS, and that's the camera app. I want a more pro mode for my camera app. I just spent $12 on a new camera app, Cinema P3. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Let me show you. Like, I have a video here on the screen filming other my videos. I enjoy it. It's insane. But Cinema P3 is an insane app. It has giving you insane customization. It's extremely cool. Like, you go into settings, you have all of these settings that are extremely cool to touch on. You can switch on your white balance, lock your white balance. You can lock your ISO. You can lock your shutter speed. You can make your videos filming in log. It's insane. ProRes, all those type of ProRes, HDR video, 10-bit video. It's just really cool. And the iPhone has so much capabilities on its camera that if you are a prosumer, just like me, a YouTuber that films all its videos with the iPhone, I need more control for my device and my camera. So Apple, this is my biggest request on my iOS 17 wish list. Other than this, I don't really care. I just want more manual control on my video camera, especially the video. While the photo will be still cool, I don't really care about it. There are some photographers that would care about that, so add both. Add a manual pro mode to the camera where you can switch between ProRes, LQ, HQ, you can switch on between HDR, 709, you can switch between, of course, shutter speeds and ISOs and switch between the apertures. That would be insane. Really excited. I want to see that on iOS 15. Other than that, I don't have any more requests for iOS. It's my favorite still operating system and I do really enjoy it. I'm not going to leave it. But I would like to see some things fixed, and these are one of the main ones. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about my wish list and leave yours there. While you're there, don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech Smart talking to you here. Bye bye.